Good morning, children. Today we will start the new chapter, that is transportation in plants and animals. This is included in your second term portion. Okay, and this is the chapter number 8 of your textbook. Chapter 8 of your textbook. Now, first of all, we will know what is the meaning of transportation. Children, you have learnt earlier that all organisms need food, water and oxygen for survival. What do they need? They need food, oxygen, water and oxygen for their survival. They need to transport all these to various parts of their body. Further, animals need to transport waste to parts from where they can be removed. Have you wondered how all this is achieved? Now, you will notice that the transport of the various substances is in a human being is done with the help of the circulatory system, and in this chapter we will learn about the transport of substances in plants and animals. So first of all, we will learn about transportation of substances in plants. Transportation of substances in plants. Now, what is transportation? It is the process of movement of substances from one location to another in an organism. So what is transportation? It is the process of movement of substances. Process of movement of substances. It is the process of movement of substances from one location to another. From one location to another in an organism. In an organism. Now, there are many small organisms, like you can say unicellular organism. So in unicellular organism, transportation is very easy. It is done by the simple process that is known as diffusion and osmosis. Whereas in multicellular organisms, different parts of the body perform different function in the process of transportation. However, they are connected so that each part receives its required substances while the unwanted materials are eliminated from the body. So, now we will see in plants what happens. Water and minerals from the soil are taken by the roots and it is distributed to leaves and other parts of the plant. Similarly, the food which is prepared by the leaves is transported or distributed to other parts of the plants. So, first of all, we will know about transportation in plants. Transportation in plants. So what are the things to be transported in plants? There is water, transportation of water and minerals, as well as there is transportation of food from leaves to different parts of the body. So you know, children, that plants obtain water and minerals from the soil. They obtain water and minerals from the soil, and this is usually done through the roots, because the roots have root hairs which increases the surface area for absorption of water and minerals. And then what happens? See here how the root hair is in contact with the soil particles, and there is air spaces between the soil particles. You see here, it is the root cell, then the root hairs are there. See, these are root hair, and these are the air spaces between the soil particles. Soil particles is here, and there is air spaces between the soil particles. Then what happens? When the root hairs absorbs water and minerals, then these water and minerals are transported to other part of the plant by a network of tubes which is known as xylem. Now first of all we will know what is xylem. Okay. Xylem, it comes under vascular tissues. See here, it is given in your book that children, in chapter 1 you have learnt that plants take, in chapter 1, that is nutrition in plants, you have learnt that plants take water and mineral from the soil through the roots and transport it to the leaves, and the leaves prepared food for the plants using water and carbon dioxide during photosynthesis. You have also learnt in chapter 10, that is respiration in organism, that food is the source of energy, and every cell of an organisms get energy by the breakdown of glucose. All these things you have learnt in respiration chapter. So what happens? The cells use this energy to carry out vital activities of life. The major, all the different activities of life is performed by the energy. So therefore, food must be made available to every cell of our organism. Have you ever wondered how water and nutrients absorbed by the roots are transported to the leaves, and how the food which is prepared by the leaves carried to the parts which cannot make food? So, plants absorb water and minerals by the roots, and the roots have root hairs. The root hairs, actually what does it do? It increases the surface area of absorption, and the root hair is in contact with the water which is present in the soil particles. So now can you guess how water moves from the roots to the leaves? What kind of transport system is present in the plants? So now plants have pipe-like vessels to transport water and nutrients from the soil. Plants have pipe-like vessels to transport water and nutrients from the soil, and the vessels are made up of special cells which is known as vascular, which these special cells forms the vascular tissues. And what is the tissue? You know very well that it is a group of cells which perform special functions. In an organisms, the vascular tissues for the transport of water and nutrients in the plant is called xylem. So we can say that vascular tissues, it is of two types. First one is xylem and the second one is phloem. The function of xylem is to transport water and nutrients in the plants, whereas the function of phloem is to transport the prepared food from the leaves to different parts of the plant. So the xylem forms a continuous network of channels. What does it forms? The xylem forms a continuous network of channels and it connects from the roots to the leaves through the stem and different branches, and thus transport water to the entire plant. Now you know that food is prepared in the leaves, and the leaf synthesizes food for the plant, and the food has to be transported. The food has to be transported to all parts of the plant. This is done by the vascular tissue, which is known as phloem, and thus xylem and phloem transport substances in plants. The function of xylem is to transport water and minerals from the root to the different parts of the plant. Whereas the function of phloem is to transport food from the leaves to different parts of the plant. Of the plant. So here children, you see, don't get confused in vascular bundles, or you can say conducting tissues of a plant. They are only xylem and phloem, thus makes the conducting tissue of a plant, and they are only known as vascular tissues, which includes xylem as well as phloem. See here in the diagram, it is given here. See, it is just like a pipeline. Okay, it is just like, you can compare it with the network of pipelines that brings water to your home. From where? From the water purifying units. It is just like the pipelines. See here, these are just like the pipelines, and here this one is the xylem and this one is the phloem. The function of xylem is to transport, see in the upward direction, the arrow mark is given over here. The function of xylem is to transport water and minerals from the roots to different parts of the plant with the help of the stem, the branches, and so on. And the function of the phloem, you see here, pointed towards downward. That is, the food which is prepared in the leaves is transported with the help of phloem from the leaves to different parts of the plant. Now, with the help of an activity, you have to show that the water which is absorbed by the roots of a plant is transported from the stem to leaves and flower through the xylem. We have to do an activity to prove that how xylem helps in transportation of water from the stem to the flower. things you need is number 1, a white flower. It may be to perform an activity you need a white flower, whether it may be of balsam or rose flower also you can take. Okay. Then the second thing you need is 2 beaker. Third one you need is red and blue ink. Then the fourth thing which you need is a sharp blade. What you have to do, see here, you have to take a flower. Suppose that it is a flower. See here in the diagram it is given here. In your book it is given, you have to take a rose flower along with a stem. The length of the stem may be between 15 to 20 centimeter long. And what you have to take? You have to take 2 beakers. See here, 2 beakers are taken here, and you have to cut the stem with the help of the sharp blade in vertical direction. See here, the stem has been cut here, and now what you have to do? You have to, one part of the stem is dipped in a beaker having water, and the next part of the stem is also dipped in another beaker having water. And in one beaker, that is in this beaker, you have to introduce 2 or 3 drops of red ink, and here you have to introduce 2 or 3 drops of blue ink. Now you will see that after keeping the settlement for about, you can place it for 2 to 3 hours. Then you will find that the half portion of the rose become red and the half portion of the rose become blue, indicating that water has been transported from here, that is from stem to the flowers with the help of the xylem, and here also water has been transported from the stem to the flower with the help of xylem, that is through the stem that containing xylem. So this diagram clearly shows that how water is transported from the leaves, from the stem to the leaves and flowers with the help of xylem.